Go ahead.
All right. Today was our first full scrimmage, just spotting the ball and playing, and it was a fun day. Really, very competitive on both sides. We finished up with a little short yardage competition and goal line competition, but other than that, just open field, play ball. 3 and out, whatever the situation was. We worked all phases of special teams: kickoff, return, punt, return, field goal block. We did it all. So it was a really good way to push up. So this was our 9th practice, and I really like where our team is right now. I think that from where we started, we've learned how to practice the right way. The effort and the intensity and the aggressiveness is really been where it needs to be, and that's where it starts, because that leads to the consistency, the intensity, the physicality that it takes to play this game at a high level. But saw a lot of good things today on both sides. I mean, it was a very competitive scrimmage, and some good plays on both sides. But got a lot of guys back that maybe missed a few practices, so that was good to see some guys out there mixing up the personnel, giving everybody opportunities to compete. But all in all, really good first scrimmage. And so now we'll take a little break. Got meetings tomorrow, and then these guys will be off Friday, and then be back in here Sunday, the 21st. And really happy for these guys to get a break. It's been a long year for them. Literally 1 year ago tomorrow is kind of when the world shut down. So it's been a long year, and these guys have done a wonderful job, just getting to this point and coming full circle. And so excited for them to get a little break, and then we'll come back and have 2 weeks left leading up to the spring game on April 3rd.
Hey, Coach,
it's David Hood. You don't want all of those guys out, but yet it gives younger guys an opportunity. Who are some of those younger guys that have maybe stepped forward and kind of caught your eye?
Well, the biggest thing is, we had a couple, we started out, Walker and Jordan weren't able to go for a few practices when we started. They're both back now, and both of them had a really good day today. But that forced, Mitchell and John Williams to get a ton of reps. And so, way more than they would have gotten had those guys been out there. So that's one spot. And then we've had, some guys at receiver, some guys in the secondary that have really caught my eye. Nate Wiggins is a young, mid-year guy that's coming here, had an interception today. I mean, he's got to get in the weight room, but he is really talented, and has a chance to really be a very strong contributor to it for us this year as a true freshman. So lots of guys, man, those young receivers. Joe is a guy that has really taken advantage of his opportunity. He's one of the most improved, and he should be, because he had a long way to go from being a real, truly functional, dependable, confident, receiver. But he is really, the light has really come on for that young man. He's making some strong strides. So I'm super encouraged by what I've seen in him from where he was when he first got here last summer. I mean, he is, so however long that is, 9 months ago, he's made a ton of progress. And so I'm excited there. And, I thought Hunter Helms made some progress. I did not think he had 2 or 3 really poor practices in a row. And I thought he had his best day today. So it's really good to see him improve and him make some plays and create some plays, moving around a little bit. He just kind of settled in more than what he was these first few practices. Those young backs are impressive. Trotter at linebacker, he really truly is about as good a linebacker prospect as you could sign. Coming out of high school. I mean, he is a very talented young man. Capehart really caught my eye today. Peyton Page, Tyler Davis and Brazier at another level. I mean, those guys, they're having some of their best practices that I've seen them have since they've been here. And so just all across the board, I see a lot of guys working hard to improve, and if we can continue to have that type of focus and progress, when it's all said and done, we got a chance to be a good football team.
Hey, Coach, it's Trevor Gross from CUTigers.com. How is Will Shipley doing, particularly with the pass protection?
Oh, he's a natural. He and Maffa. They're very natural players, both incredibly well coached in high school. They're coming from systems where they've been asked to do certain similar things. So I'm really excited about both those guys. They're way ahead of the curve. Just like those two freshman receivers, they're way ahead of the curve for where a high school senior would typically be coming in here, and they're not overwhelmed. It's not too big for them. All four of those guys, those two receivers, Bo and Dakari, and then Maffa and Will. They got the right stuff.
Dabo, Larry Williams here. At corner, how many of your scholarship guys are available right now? I know you mentioned Malcolm Green headed for surgery, but is he available? And Sheridan Jones, can you update on him as well?
Yeah, they're all available except Malcolm. He's gonna. He was out there for pretty much this whole first half, but we want to go ahead and get that done. Instead of waiting, could wait till after spring, but there's really no need to wait. That just prolongs. That's just 3 more weeks or so that we can gain on the back end. But he's going to be fine, and it's not something we're worried about or anything like that. But we just want to go ahead and get it done. He's had good work, and so second half, we'll work Mario some at the nickel and really continue to develop those two guys there at that spot from a true corner standpoint. And then, but all those other guys are out there. I'm super, super excited about what I'm seeing with Fred and Booth, and Mario's had a good spring. Sheridan, man, he's really playing physical. He's a guy he's on a little bit of a mission. I like the look in his eye. So just really encouraged him. And then this Nate Wiggins kid, he's gonna be a good one. He's got to grow up. Still got some maturing to do. He's still got to really learn a lot of the details. But he's a natural guy. He's got a lot to work with. Very gifted with his range, his speed. I mean, he'll really run. He's got great length. He's a tough kid. He's got excellent ball skills. So, this off season, that's one of the reasons I like to go early, because I like to get these guys back in the weight room and have some really good time to develop and transform physically. And that has served us well in the past. And that'll be a big key for Nate.
Dabo, Gary from Clemson Sports News. Linebacker that was starting to make a few waves at the end of the year, Levante Bentley. How important is this spring in his development, and what do you see for him going forward?
Yeah, he's a redshirt sophomore. Had a good redshirt freshman year, and he did. He showed some progress. Certainly with Skowski coming back. I mean, Skowski. He's pretty special, but it's all out there in front for Levante. I mean, he has been awesome. He's had by far his best, 9 practices that he's had since he's been at Clemson. I mean, he's been very consistent. He's grading really well. He's productive, making plays, and he's a really good football player. So I'm very encouraged with what I've seen from him. McGuire had an interception today. It was nice to see him make that play. Kane is really developing. I mean, he's the same thing, going to be a redshirt sophomore. So those are 3 redshirt sophomore guys that I think, all have a lot of good football in front of them. We've got Jake back today, full speed, full go for the first time that he was able to scrimmage. And those young guys, Swint is a great player. He'll be a redshirt freshman, Sergio redshirt freshman. Trenton Simpson's going to be a sophomore, and really, he's a problem for anybody we play. He's going to be a problem, because you better know where he's at. And so I'm really excited. And then Trotter, again, as I said earlier, it'd be hard to sign a better prospect out of high school than Jeremiah Trotter.
Hey, Dabo, it's Pete at AP. Tomorrow is Pro Day. I'm guessing that's always a day you take a lot of pride in watching your guys kind of take that next step in their careers.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a big day for those guys. Got a chance to see them, you know, our little tombstone deal today. I got a chance to see a bunch of those guys come back for that. And, it's exciting. I think there's maybe, I think Woody said 29 teams out of the 32 that are going to be here. And, you know, a lot of eyes. And this is a big day for those young men to have a chance to go chase their dream and compete against, you know, the best of the best out there in this game. And, you know, I'm excited about, you know, a bunch of their opportunity. I think we don't have many guys in the draft, but I think we're the five. I think we got 5 that are going, and I think all 5 will get drafted and have an opportunity to, you know, chase their dream. And I think all are well prepared to go be very good players at the next level. So really excited about it tomorrow. Always look forward to meeting with everybody in the morning and kind of, you know, talking about these guys and our program and answering questions and those type of things, and doing everything we can to help them.
Hey, Dabo, this is
David
Will.
again.
How did DJ look during these 9 practices, and how has he progressed this spring so far?
DJ, he's doing great. I mean, he's just I just like his demeanor. You know, he makes a bad play here or there, but he immediately knows, you know, his mistakes, and that's what I love about him. Very self-aware. It's very, very important to DJ. He is incredibly competitive, and you know, he's just going to get better and better and better. I mean, and that's what I love, because I know he's going to put the work in, you know, before practice, during practice, and then when he's away and nobody's watching. I know that he's working and thinking about how he can be, you know, the best quarterback here at Clemson and compete to be the best out there. You know, he's passionate about, you know, this opportunity that he has in life, and just fun to come to work with every day.
There are a lot of bodies out there at running back. Is anybody, you know, starting to separate themselves just a little bit? I mean, watching Kobe Pace out there the other day, he kind of caught my eye, but obviously not a coach. Yeah.
Oh no, Kobe's had a great spring, great 9 days. I really like what I've seen out of Linjay. He got a fire under his rear, and I love it. You know, there's a difference between running to a fire and running to get out of one. And you know, I like where he's at. He's highly motivated. Man, he is playing very well for us. CJ's doing an awesome job. I love how he's managing those guys. They're all in it. They're all competing. And you know, Ches had a great day today. This was his first day to really scrimmage, and I thought he really bounced back because he missed a few practices. Duke's missed a few practices. They both of them had gotten hurt and missed some practices. Now they're back, and you know, Duke's did some things, but it's just a really competitive. It's one of the most competitive spots on our team. But Kobe's been outstanding. And Rencher, you know, we don't ever talk about Rencher, but every time we put him in there, he does his job and makes a play. So we're confident in him, and know we could depend on him if we need to. And then those 2 young guys are just special. I mean, they really are. So that one's going to go a while. That's going to be an incredibly competitive position, and it's going to make us better. It's going to make all of them better. It's going to make us better.
Dabo, Brad from Clemson SI. I know you said you mixed up the personnel a lot, but what did you think about the battle in the trenches on both sides?
It was good. You know, again, the first offense came right out and went and scored, and the other day did not score. So it's good to see them respond. It's just a very competitive thing. And when you got good on good like we do, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. But all in all, we're making some strides. And it's encouraging. And then we actually ended practice today, you know, after the scrimmage, when it's all done, goal line, everything, we just circled everybody up, and we finished practice with one-on-ones, you know, DBs, wideouts, one-on-ones, OL, DL, in front of the whole team and everybody who was here watching. And just watch it, just really trying to, again, compete like we need to, and creating that edge that we need, because we got a lot of young guys, and you just have to expose them, and so it's good. They're battling, and that's all you can ask for. So we got the right guys, and I think by the time we get to September, that's what I'm more encouraged about than anything. Last spring you lose your spring, you don't get a summer, and it was the youngest position on our roster in the OL, and we really, most games really felt like we could play 6 guys, and the year before we could play 11, and the year before that we could play 11, and it makes a difference, especially over the long haul of the season. And I think by the time we get to September, I think we're going to be back in that 9, 10, 11 guys that can not just go play, but go play winning football for the Tigers. And so I'm encouraged. We got a long way to go, but I'm encouraged.
Hey, Coach,
This is Grace with the Athletic. Have y'all gotten Tyson back yet?
Yes, he's back.
Okay, so he scrimmaged today.
He did not scrimmage today, but they wouldn't let him scrimmage, but he was back today. Now.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Hey, Coach, it's Trevor again. Last season was rough for Xavier Thomas, battling COVID. He missed the last 2 games. What have you seen from him this spring?
He's been consistent, and he was consistently inconsistent last year, and just for all kind of reasons. And that's probably the biggest thing. It's just been his availability. He's been here every day. He's been very consistent, and that's all we need. And I'm excited for him to hopefully finish up strong and really be able to have the type of off season that he needs to have and wants to have. And if he does that, then that's going to be good news for Clemson and good news for that group. Because that's another group that's got a chance to really be pretty special. But X is a key guy, and we're going to need him.
Dabo, this is Matt. Just through 9 practices, anything that's really stood out, or any position groups, and then anything that maybe you're still looking to get answered throughout the rest of spring when you guys get back?
Stood out. I mean, Will Spires is probably one thing that stands out. I mean, he's been unbelievable. I've never seen him better. I mean, he has been awesome. Just absolutely launching the football. So I'm really pleased with what I've seen there. Potter's been great. But just probably the thing that stands out to me is just the eagerness of this team to be coached, and how they're accepting coaching, and just showing up every day. They've had a great demeanor to them, all along, and just how they're responding. So I'm encouraged. This is a team that I think is made of the right stuff, and again, got the right ingredients. We got to put it all together. We can't overcook it. We can't undercook it. We got a lot of work to do as coaches, but just the makeup of this team, and again, the mixture. This will be a little bit more of a veteran team than we've had probably since that 18 team. So I'm excited about that. But we got a great mix of really dynamic young talent that I think bodes well for us. I mean, we've had 2 really, really good recruiting classes in a row that I think are guys that really set us up for a great present and a great future.
Dabo, you sort of alluded to last off season, or the lack thereof, kind of hampered the development of the offensive line. Can you maybe elaborate on that, and just how much maybe that impeded sort of your anticipated progression for those guys?
It's hard to get better than OL virtually, unfortunately. It just is what it is. And when you don't have, and there's a difference between working out and training. There's a big difference between that. I work out, but I ain't training. All right. There's a whole different deal. And so we missed, all of April, all of May, all of June, from being able to train. Now we had guys working and doing everything they could. And then you come back in July and but it was the same for everybody. But unfortunately for us, we had one position, a critical position on our team where, It's the position that needs the most development. And so much of that comes, you know, in the off season, in that weight room, training properly, and the skills and drills and you know, those meetings in person and all those things, and the leadership, the leaders being able to put their hands on guys and bring them along. You know, that's just, it is what it is. That was the same for everybody. Just so happened it was a time for us where we really needed to have that developmental time and just didn't get it. And as a result, we're very fortunate. I mean, because our 5 starters, they pretty much were able to play every week. You know, then Walker Parks came on, but you know, we just didn't have the type of depth that you need. So a lot of snaps, and you know, we just weren't as good as we needed to be at the end of the season. I thought we really did a lot of good things early and did some good things in different games, but just thought we were worn down a little bit and not quite, didn't have quite the championship type depth that we needed, you know, when we needed it. But you know, hey, that's all part of it. And you know, excited about the guys that we got. I'm excited about the talent that we have to work with, and you know, these guys are off to a good start in the spring.
We'll take one or two more.
David, again, speaking of that young talent, those safeties that you have back there, Landon obviously out this spring, but you know, just looking at what you had the other day, that's a pretty good looking group. What have you seen out of them?
Yeah, I mean, same thing. You know, Nolan's not doing any live work, and he's doing all the team stuff. I mean, he and Skowski are just on another planet. It's just awesome to know you got 2 guys like that. But those guys with Landon out, it's been great for Joseph. It's been great for Ray. It's been great for Jalen. It's been great for Mickens. All those guys getting a ton of work. It's been great for Tyler Venables. Tyler's playing both safeties and the nickel Sam spot. He's all over. He plays our you know, dollar dime guy as well. Just a very knowledgeable guy. Tyler's light years ahead of where he was last year. And, you know, so all those guys are taking advantage of the opportunity. And then you got this kid, Makuba, who is going to be a great player. He's dynamic, got a lot to learn. He's smooth. He's got excellent ball skills. He's a tough kid. So it's a really good group. That's another position on our team where there's going to be a lot of competition, and that's going to make us better.
Got time for one more for Coach, if anybody has one.
Yeah, but was Swint working some at in, I guess, in practice?
Yeah, we cross-trained him, you know, just simply because we had, you know, KJ's out, and then we had, you know, Greg Williams was out for a few days, so we got a little thin, and Cade Denhoff missed a couple of days, so we got a little thin. But Kevin Swint he's one of the best pure football players we've got on this team. And, you know, he can really play anywhere. He can play Mike, he can play Will. I mean, it's no problem at all for him to go down there and play end. So we're just cross-training him, you know, different spots, because, you know, he's going to be a redshirt freshman, got a bright future. And you know, he's just one of those football players that can move around, you know, just kind of like a great safety that can play either safety and go down in the box and play the nickel as well. You know, Kevin gives us some flexibility, a lot like Trenton Simpson. You know, Trenton gives us a lot of flexibility with what we can do from a position standpoint. So I'm encouraged by what I've seen out of Swint this spring.
All right, we'll wrap it up. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach.